Okay, so let's pray for everyone's safe and sound, and hopefully no home-based learning. Hopefully everything will be back to normal after 18. Hopefully don't attend to KTV, whatever things. And now it's getting really out of hand. Hope we have a good day ahead for everybody. Now I'm going to share screen. We are talking about, okay, Xingchen, Xingchen. Yichen, this one is very close to your heart because we're going to expect these Yichen, prepare, so you have to pay more attention on this because Uncle Raymond expect this question may come out for O level. Okay, so let's go through it. Was the entry of China a turning point in the Korean War? Explain your answer. Okay, before we read on, do you agree now, Yichen? No, can you hear me? Can Yes, Yichen. Sorry, because I think. Okay, Xingchen and Hao Rui, hold on, because later we'll talk about the entry of the Asia Pacific War. Okay, so take note and write down. So Yichen, what do you think? Do you agree now? The China coming into Korean was a turning point?
Yes.
Why?
They helped North Korea to ward off. Okay, I shouldn't use the word ward off. To fight off. No, not off. To fight the South Korea.
Okay, write down on a piece of paper. The China wanted to start with first P. The first P of Korea. What do you think the first P will be? To protect North Korea from invasion. Okay, 2T 被战略 So to protect North Korea. Second is to prevent the Allied forces to help South Korea to get more territory in North Korea. Okay, so first is to protect the people of North Korea. Second is to prevent the Americans and other peoples to have more advantage over them and attack them. So it's to prevent. Third one is to what? What do you think the third one? First is protect, prevent, and third one will be more, it's like protest to the world that, if you can get people to help, I also want to help my North Korean counterparts. And we are all in the same category, which we are all communist country. So it's to protest against it. So China want to show it that they are protesting that the US and the rest should not involve. Okay, Yichen? Can Okay, let's go through this. Xingchen, on your camera, please. Thank you. So let's talk about this. The entry of China was the turning point in the Korean War on the 25th of June 1950. So Yichen, I leave it to you. This is really the answer. But of course, you can look through it and then you can modify it and do it, because by right, this is your homework. Okay. This is not Xingchen and Hao Rui homework, but it's good to read through, because ultimately you're going to do this question. Okay. Thank you, Xingchen, camera, and Hao Rui. Okay. On the 25th of June 1950, the United Nations Security Council unanimously condemned the North Korean invasions of South Korea. So you see, so what happened? The Security Council also passed a resolution calling upon North Korea to end hostilities and withdraw their troops. So please don't attack South Korea. But since South Korea did not respond, the USA called for the United Nations to employ the use of force. Underline the word, the use of force. And a total of 60 member states contributed to the United Nations force. So 既然你们可以叫招兵买马，Yichen，招16个国家来打 North Korea. Okay, it's just like, 有时在学校那招那些学生来打另外几个学生，所以我也是可以招兵买马来攻击你们an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth 对不对？ So we contribute to as the United Nations forces advanced into North Korea territory, they were also moving closer to North Korea border with China. So because of that, when you are attacking the North Korea and they start attacking and the North Korea soldiers start retreating, 到最后来 North Korea will overspill to China borders and even to China territory. So to prevent this, 宁可坐以待毙，对吗？以前有这个字坐以待毙有吗？ That means sit there and don't do anything, right? Huh? Instead of sit there and wait for the fire to start burning too late already, that becomes not worthwhile. So they decided to what? Okay, so this is where it comes in. This eventually spurred the entry of China into the Korean War. This essay is quite easy to answer. Okay, you just think of it like if your neighbor is disturbing your, let's say your neighbor A, your neighbor is B, and then the neighbor C keep disturbing the B, and then the B start to shift their things and push their thing to your doorstep. That is you are the neighbor A. Of course, you will start to help neighbor B to push back the neighbor C, because you know that neighbor C is bullying the neighbor B. All right. So eventually, it spurred the entry of China into the Korean War. As a result, instead of civil war, right? The North and South Korea 打来打去所谓的兄弟战争这个是兄弟战争，变成是 the proximity of the U.S. military to Chinese territory was perceived as a security threat, and thus in November 1950, take note the year, write down all in point form. Yes, of course, Yichen and Xingchen and Haori, all this can be found in your Google Classroom, but you can just write down the keyword. So November 1950, and you have to take note of this, Yichen. November 1950 是已经要开始冬天了，对吗？Snow already. So it's really poor thing. You are fighting in a winter war and very cold and very frustrating. No food and everything is really bad. Okay. So what happened? Chinese forces responded to the united advance. So 鸡蛋糕，你们可以叫10个6个国家，我帮我的 North Korea. You cannot stop me on that. And I think China at that time is also not under the United Nations at all. So the United Nations forces was caught by surprise. They didn't expect China and later on Russia to help. So Russia is mostly supplying the weapons, while China is supplying the manpower. As I'm not mistaken, China's about 40 to 60,000 or more soldiers died during the North and South Korean War. Is it worth it? Yichen, just stop here for a while. Do you think it's worth it if you are Mao Zedong? Yichen, will you send 40,000 troops just to protect North Korea and prevent the United Air Forces to attack and end up coming to your China territory? Yichen, back to you.
Yes, I think it's worth it.
Okay, so you have to explain why.
Yeah, because if US really managed to take down North Korea, right? Then they will have like North Korea as a place where like they can put camps, you know, maybe then like that would be like their one safe spot, and then like they can, it's like, you know, they say 进可攻退可守。
对对，哇，孙子兵法。
Yeah, so it's like it's a very safe spot for you.
Are you looking at my face now? 这样，说得好。哎，要像诸葛亮，好像我们的那个什么《三国演义》跟孙子嘛，他们不是每次很喜欢这样。哎，幸亏我是这样嘞，Yichen，我不是这样嘞，不是那种公子。要这样吗？因为我是师傅嘛，我要这样。好，徒弟说得好，非常好。But you miss out one point 嘞。Okay, you said can 做嘛在那边 barbecue 不是吗？ What is the purpose? 很重要一点，写下来children. Watchdog, to act as a watchdog, to act as a sentry point. So 有什么风吹草动okay, then you can straight away set attack and sit down and don't just sit there 坐以待毙, then you can attack them, so which is true okay. Carry on, Yichen, 还有吗？
Yeah, then it will be quite dangerous for China.
So their sovereignty, their independence will be at stake.
Yeah.
So then it's worthwhile to sacrifice 40,000 soldiers, in other words.
Yes, in my opinion, yes. I mean, if you are a soldier, then you're like fighting for the country.
Very true. I like the way you say that. It's true. It's your duty.
Yeah, it's your duty to fight for the country. So it's not about like sacrificing how many people. It's like,
wow, good man. The way you say that is true. It's not a number game.
Yeah. It's like how you protect your country.
Yeah. Xingchen, are you there now, Xingchen? I didn't see your face. And Yichen also. Please come show your face. Thank you. Okay, I think it's the 没有国就没有家了，对吧？ So it's true. Thank you. Okay, how about Harry? At this point, do you agree to sacrifice your 40,000 soldiers, like playing Call of Duty now? I just download the game. I play until I fed up. I don't feel like playing. Harry, would you agree that you will send 40,000 just to protect the sovereignty or help the North Korea? Harry?
Yes.
Okay, so please explain your stand why.
Because if you don't help, right, North Korea will soon fall to the US and the other democratic countries. Then, right, they can use North Korea to do their own stuff, like to build their industry and build more weapons and stuff. And North Korea is also quite close to China compared to their main country at the US. So like, yeah, it's easier for them to do things like scouting or something. Yeah.
Well said. Very good. 一晨 take note. So actually become you can 用这是绊脚石 It's a stepping stone well said. So they can use that become the manufacturing factory. So 用自己人打自己人哇，这个是所谓的无毒物不丈夫。Very good. Well said, Elray. 星辰 thank you, Harry. Very good.星辰 what about you? Do you agree to sacrifice your 40,000 strong army to protect North Korea against the United Nations forces? Back to you, Sington.
No.
Okay, why?
Too expensive.
Okay, let's carry on. Can you just finish out the things? Too expensive, okay. What else?
North Korea doesn't really do a lot.
Yeah, we're waiting for you for more answer. Well, okay, fair enough. You can say no that Karen doesn't do a lot then. You have your point. If you say you don't want to support, it's okay. That China should not come in to support because it's a very expensive war. It's not worthwhile to sacrifice the 40,000. I'd rather put the 40,000 at the border, okay, than to attack, to sacrifice the 40,000, which is not wrong also. What else, Sington?
Don't have anything more.
Okay, so let's go on. See, Ethan, let's go on. Thank you, Sington. So, so it's 2 for and 1 against for supplying soldiers. The proxy, okay, Chinese forces responded, and the United Nations forces were caught by surprise, and they began to retreat till the 38 parallel. Okay, so what y'all do suggest, Ethan and Harry, that y'all made the right decisions by sacrificing or by pushing the 40,000 strong or 60,000 strong soldiers. 人多好办事. So they push it there, and fair enough until today, I realized that their effort did not went to waste. So thus, the entry of China was a turning point as they were able to save their communist ally from being occupied. Write down these, save their communist ally from being occupied by the USA. As well, I think this one you forget to put this stuff, as well as the South Korea too. Okay, so this 38 parallel is the main reason that because of the involvement of China, Ethan, that's why US until today very fed up. Okay, so next thing is that the entry of China was not a turning point, which is our dear friend say, Ethan. The entry of the China was not a turning point in the Korean War. China managed to push the United Nations to this 38. The Korean War then turned into a stalemate, and has US and China suffered heavy casualty. Yeah, you're right, Sington. Expensive. They sought a resolution to the war, despite both Koreans wanting to carry on fighting. So it's really desperate already. They just cannot stop fighting. You know why not, Ethan? And complete the unifications of Korea. The superpower exerted pressure on them to participate in the armistice talk. Why? Ethan, back to you. 这是我跟我兄弟打架，你们两个关你们屁事啊！来跟我讲说 和解, talk peace, don't fight, okay, just go back to your normal life.
Because it probably is like USSR like they are pressuring because it's a proxy war, like it turned kind of into a proxy war, so it's like forcing them, I think.
I think what you say is not wrong, but I think what Xing Chen say is true. It's too expensive because I already helped you so much already, and then I decided to pull out because I got my own personal family reason or my own internal country reason to settle. So as a result, US also realized that yes, this is the civil war. The proxy war failed because at that time, you have to take note. At that time, it's only after 5 years after end of World War II. So they are just building up their so-called their infrastructures, their finance, the number of casualties, they die, they have to build up. So the question is worth it or not? Worth it to help the North in South Korea. The South Korea was quite fed up when US pulled out. So is the North Korea. But no choice. At that time, the North and South Korea was already a so-called colonies of Japan. So they don't have their own personal weapon. So they have to 东山再起. So they have to no choice to suck thumb and accept the messages. So okay, just shut up and go their separate way. But of course not happy. So yes, things like what you say is true. Too expensive. The war it might take too long. And with this high casualty, it might overflow right now. It might overflow to become your personal internal war expenses. So it's not worth it. Okay, let's move on. So the Korean, China was not a turning point of Korean War, as their entry only led to the maintenance of the status quo. Right now, status quo 就是坐里按兵不动. China entry was not able to change anything regarding the status of both Korea, and thus they did not play a significant role. I quite disagree with these statements here, but because it's a way one yes and no. Okay, so it's a yes and no. So the entry of China was not a turning point. So the conclusion in way so was not a turning point. So what Xing Chen said was right. It was not a turning point in the Korean War as they failed to change anything. Okay, although they did not manage to prevent the North Korea from falling into the hands of the USA, they did not help their ally to unify the Korean War. They did not allow the US to take over the war. To take over North Korea. But at the same time, they also never helped the North Korea to win the war. So they never have the victorious war. So the Korean War ended up where it started, as both Korea did not gain a single inch of land, despite support of the US and South Korea and China for North Korea. Thus, the entry of Korea was not a turning point. Okay, take note. So if this question come out, Yi Chen and Hao Rui and Xing Chen, just take note. Maybe next year you come back again, I might show you this question, I may not. But for Yi Chen, just take note. This turning point is where you say, is there a significant right now? Is there a significant impact to the war? Okay, so sorry, just now you're saying about the 13-year-old boy and the 16-year-old boy. Okay, was there a conclusion? Is it that out of the blue, how should I say, for no reason this 13 point was hacked, and how was this 16 boys work on it? Why is it so? What is there a conclusion? Is it because of stress? Is it because of people say you play game play until too violence, you turn into violence into reality? Or is it because of psychiatric problem or family problem? So there's many reasons. That means just like for this war, they didn't come into a conclusion. Will there be a conclusion for this 13-year-old boy being hacked by 16-year-old boy? There will be a conclusion. The conclusion is that this 16-year-old boy cannot be hanged because he's underage. He might be life imprisonment, or he might be in prison until 21, then he's being hanged. We don't know what is the consequence for him, but it's already done, means done already, cannot be undone. It's just like this North and South Korea, it's already done. We cannot be undone. By falling back to look at their 5M, their manpower loss, their management, their machine, their material, everything, no one done now. So they decided to call it a stop. So now you see, every time like that, I think all of you agree that Hao Rui, Xing Chen, and Yi Chen. If you agree, please show a thumbs up. I've been in the school for enough years and enough things to see. I always believe, I use the word always. Every school or most of the school, okay, maybe I'm wrong, they will sure have bully. Do you agree? Thumbs up. Okay, only one thumbs up only. Yeah, they sure have bully one. But the question is, thank you, children. Thank you, leader. But the thing is that it's sad to say, if you know there's a bully in school, why didn't you in the first place tell the teacher or the teacher informed? It's just like this North and South Korea. They have this problem. Why they didn't surface it and 坐下来好好谈? Because the talking doesn't, negotiation doesn't work. It's the same thing. If you know this 16 years old, 2 years ago got psychiatric problems, you know that he's going to aggravate his violence. And how come you're not regular consulting him or follow up? So like this one, after the 38 parallel, do they really follow up no? Or they just leave them in the lurch and then, okay, 你自己去扫你的所谓的自扫门前雪 just go and clean your own snow in front of your house. That's not my problem. So did Russia, China, and USA and the United Nations did a good job solving the North and South Korean War or the Korean War? My opinion is that, okay, this is a higher thinking, it's not tested. So you have to think, my opinion is that because it's a new situation at that time, and people are caught in the dilemma because you think what is right to do. It's just like now, very funny, like COVID-19. So should we close down everything, go back to circuit breaker? But people say, no, why should we do that? Majority of us are already vaccinated already. We are still able to roam freely, and if we close down, you're going to make the economy worse. And how come the United Kingdom now they open up? No need to have masks, everything for free flow. You know, even though every day there are people dying, they just don't give a damn because they one of my boss told me, it's better to die, and if you don't die, it's better to have some food on your table and to work. So she's not wrong to say that. So this is the thing, is that it's not wrong to say that whether you agree or not agree. Because you see, if you say you agree that China involved means because of China involved, that's why I got 38 parallel. But what if China didn't involve in that war? Maybe end up there's no 38 parallel. Maybe North Korea will be half gone. And like what Xing Chen said, or how Ray was saying, that means if North Korea is half taken by South Korea, that means they can be camping all these things as a watchdog to look at China and even close proximity to attack China. So I will agree that China involvement did play quite a significant part to push the South Korea. 如果没有这个后面这个撑腰I think North Korea 可能现在的地盘的土地更会减少。So with the involvement of China, in fact, thank God he maintained North Korea. So that's why North Koreans the grandfather and father were grateful to China on all these years. And I think you know, right, until today, China will still help North Korea based on his commitments to protect North Korea. And based on maybe last time, they did not do a good job to help North Korea to fight a good war. So maybe now they will do support North Korea in terms of financial or economical or social. Okay, so I hope I clear this part. Now let's move on to the next questions. Xing Chen, I'm a bit tired. Can you read the question to the class, please, Xing Chen? And then read the first paragraph. Okay, thank you.
Explain why Korea was important to USA and USSR in the context of the Cold War. Korea was important to USA because of the impact of developments in the Soviet Union and China on American policy.
Stop.
By early 19...
Hold on, sorry. The American policy is anti-communist or anti-communist policy. Okay, right now. Okay, next. There. Yes, Xing Chen. Are you okay, Xing Chen? Xing Chen. Wait, Xing Chen, lagging.
Yeah.
Lagging. I can't hear you, lagging. Okay.
Is it...
No, cannot. I can't hear you. Lagging. Okay. Can you maybe switch off your camera, then you read? Ethan, you okay? Okay.
Is it working?
Better. Go.
By early 1950, there was considerable pressure on the American government to do more to prevent the spread of communism, especially in light of the Soviet explosion of the atomic bomb and the communist victory in China. In response to the rising communist influence in the Asia Pacific, USA embarked on a policy of containment that aims to prevent the spread of communism. With North Korea, a pro-communist country, attempting to unite Korea under a communist regime, Korea became increasingly important to the USA strategically. The USA was determined to prevent South Korea from falling to communism. It would be a loss in the context of the Cold War for the Americans if Korea was to be united under a communist regime. Hence, Korea was important to the USA.
I think, thank you very much. I think Ethan, the rest of you take note now. Because USA is so thinking, in my opinion, which I think that the US is so confident that they can help Korea to fight the war because number one, they so-called help the Kuomintang, the KMT from China, to successfully settle down in Taiwan and help them to become so-called a democratic country. Next, they bomb atomic bomb at Hiroshima in Japan, and they make Japan to surrender. And they also become, Japan is so-called become a colony powers, colony states to US, and follow the so-called, like, thank God, they know that Japan will not be fall into communist because they now got US base in Japan. So with these two countries, US is very confident that if any country nearby them, I can just simply deploy my soldier, my manpower, my machines, my management to protect any countries will fall into communist rule. So therefore, when Korea were asking for help, I think America will be definitely he would love to help and make sure that South Korea will not fall into the trap to become a communist state or country. So as a result, they come in is to prevent so-called, in some SPQ, is to say the spread of the communist disease. Spread to prevent the communists from spreading the disease to other countries. They use that as a communist disease, which shows that how much they hatred the communists, how much they do not like the ideas of communist ideology. So this affect greatly when US say that they want to take South Korea as a strategic point, is to prevent like a stop. It's like a immigration checkpoint. Right now, it's like a checkpoint to prevent communists from spreading. So it's like South Korea. It's like the gatekeeper to prevent the water from or the communists like 好像那个 dam 这样，那个 dam 你懂那个 dam 哦，那个水的 prevent 那个 water 冲出来 ，so protect Okay, so just suddenly think of it, guys. I'm so sorry. Like China just do this today, got this flooding. How come they don't build a dam to control the flood? Now China is now so advanced. Why I see those people die and drown on the street. 孤魂野鬼真的很可怜. You know, some of them taking MRT 一阵有看到 if you see the video. MRT都会 flood. Like first time in my life, I see MRT flooded with such a heavy water. And can you imagine these are electrical stuff? If the things snap, the whole train of people will just electrocuted and die in the train. Can you imagine? These are the people who say bye-bye to their family members to go to work, go to school, go to meeting. Then the next thing they know that their family member died in the train, submerged with water and being electrocuted. Wow, this I've seen now. I tell you, wow, cannot believe it. I don't know what to say. And my friend just sent this to me. I was asking why is God doing this? So they say God has a plan. To me, it's really a plan. It's called a bloody plan. Okay, carry on, Harry. Next paragraph for us, please, Harry. Thank you.
Korea was important to USSR because of its significance to the communist bloc in light of the Cold War context as the Communist bloc sought to expand its global influence, particularly in Asia Pacific. The incorporation of North Korea into the Communist bloc provided the Communists with a platform to spread their ideology to these countries in the Asia Pacific.
Stop. Sorry, hold on. I just think of it something when you read. Suddenly it triggered me. Yichen, at that time, after that, there's this, when the end of the World War II, right? That's where the start of Cold War in Europe, correct now? The East Berlin, West Berlin, 对吧? So since Russia was so proud that in the Eastern Europe, I really conquered a few countries to become under my communist power. Now it's time to expand my the other arm to the Asia Pacific. Get it now? Is it? 他好像是黑社会老大。医生 So imagine 医生你是黑社会老大哦，你在红毛桥。Okay, we use 红毛桥 example. Okay, then you conquer Bishan, Toa Payoh, Yio Chu Kang, and maybe Newton, Novena. Then 你的那些小弟们说，大哥，我们 conquer the other side. Then you conquer Yishun, Woodland, Admiralty. 哇，你心很宽了。Then you conquer Changi, Simei, Bedok. You get an idea? Then you conquer Jurong, Jurong East, Jurong West. That kind of things. So the Russians realized that, hey, we can do it in the Europe. Now we should help and spread our influence to the Asia Pacific. So when the US look at it, they also want to prevent this. No, I cannot. If I let the US to spread, if I let the USSR to spread to Asia Pacific, die now. 两边都是 communist. So it's like, you can see the whole world map all become communist country. And then, of course, later, the Cuban Missile Crisis. All right, thank you, Harry. After reading this, it struck off to me that, yeah, Russia also very greedy. So he's using this as an opportunity to spread his communist ideologies to more in the Asia Pacific. First, by starting using North Korea as the starting point. So from there, it started off. Since this is a golden opportunity and North Korea believe in our ideology, hey, why not? Come, let's help him and spread. Anyway, I won't lose anything. Okay. So China also agree. Yeah, why not? Better still, I got more communist people, means got more people working with me. Carry on, Harry.
Communist control in North Korea would also serve to counterbalance American influence in Japan. In addition, the 1949 Communist victory in China and the subsequent Sino-Soviet alliance formed in 1950 increased the Communists' prominence in East Asia. With the support of China, USSR was in a better position to support Kim's request for support in uniting Korea under a communist regime. In context of the Cold War, Korea was thus important to USSR as it was a potential country that could become communist and hence expand the influence of the communist bloc in Asia. Therefore, Korea was important to the USSR in context of the Cold War.
Thank you very much. This reminds me of this what Harry has read just now. Okay, for example, Yichen, I use Domaya. You and your wife want to start a cafeteria, and sell nice coffee and breakfast and maybe some lunchtime food. Okay. So would you get the coffee example? Then suddenly got 3 companies come to you. Listen, Starbucks come to you and say, hey, what is your surname, sir? Liang, Liao. How you say in English? Yichen. What is your surname in English?
Guo.
Guo, Mr. Guo. So, okay, Mr. Guo, will you join us as partnership? Okay, Starbucks ask you number 1. This is I'm talking about like USSR, China. Starbucks ask you, will you join me? Then number 2 is Yakun, 你懂 Yakun 那个面包所Yakun ask you to join their partnership. Or third, will you join with McDonald's? 左右为难啊。Okay, which one will you do? A, B, C. Which one do you think has the potential to make your business 一飞冲天的，蒸蒸日上 Okay, Howry and
So what am I doing?
Howry and Xingchen, hold on. Howry and Xingchen, please also take part in this. So you and your wife, Howry and your wife, Xingchen and your wife, you all start a cafeteria selling the best coffee. Okay, but you want to use the coffee or the ideas concept from another party. So it's like finger food, breakfast, and like some burgers and French fry, or even mee pok, 碗汤面这些啦。So it's 东跟西合并。Then they find your business very good. Starbucks came to you to join venture. Yakun came to you to join venture. McDonald came to you to join venture. 请问你们三个宝贝，你们会选 A、B、C 哪一个？
I'll choose
然后
Starbucks.
you choose what?
Starbucks.
Thank you. Howry 呢？
McDonald.
星辰呢？
Probably Starbucks.
You don't probably like which one lah? Which one? Confirm one.
Can you list the three options again?
First one is Starbucks. Second one is Yakun. Yakun. Then third one is McDonald.
Starbucks.
你们两个 Starbucks 我跟 Howry 我选 McDonald 嘞，我会选 McDonald. Okay, so Ethan, I just come back to you. Why you choose Starbucks? Because they are the best coffee.
No, cause like if you think about it, right? If you think about coffee, right? If it's me, I'll think of Starbucks first. Like
Say again.
Among the three companies.
Mm-hmm.
If I say coffee, right? Cause we are cafeteria making coffee, right?
Yeah.
So it's like out of these three, I think like Starbucks is mainly focused on making coffee. That's
yes,
why,
true. Yeah, I know. I work in Starbucks before, so I know. Yeah.
That's why I choose Starbucks.
Oh, okay. Howry, why you choose McDonald like Uncle Raymond? Or should I say Uncle Raymond like you choose McDonald? Why?
Because my store already make coffee. Then if combine with McDonald, there's more variety.
Oh, sweet man. I like the way you use variety. Okay, Xingchen.
Starbucks is more associated with a coffee. If you're making a cafeteria, you want like light snacks. You don't want burgers. That's fast food. It's like different. So you're trying to keep with the.
Oh, okay.
Not Not sure about the word.
Keep with trends. Keep with fashion. Keep with the taste bud of different customers, right? If you are doing this, you see, when you are starting down this 1949 communist victory in China, all these things, it's like choosing which party you want to join. Like North Korea has a choice to join the South Korea, to reunify Korea, or to choose Russia and China, and to choose US. So I would say for Starbucks, it will be like China and USSR. To reunify with South Korea will be Yakun. And to join United Nations and USA will be McDonald. Now you get it? So you realize all of us never choose Yakun and never choose South Korea, right? It's not. So 是不可能，为什么呢？因为Yakun 是一个 local brand， 而且虽然他们的面包 is very local 口味啦，to be honest. But we are talking about the demography. Yes, I think the three of you are not wrong to choose Starbucks and McDonald, because Starbucks is more atas, and your coffee, Yichen and Xingchen, are more premium. Well, Howry and me might be thinking, I don't know about you, since you talk about variety, I'm thinking of family. I'm thinking about family bringing their kids down to your cafeteria, more on the family type of concept. So like US is like more a family type of concept, whereby if you join us, you'll be joining the United Nations land. Hello, come on. But then North Korea say, no. I prefer atas coffee one. So I join Starbucks. Get it out, Xingchen, Yichen, you know what? Good idea. So you see, from this, you really can apply and imply by choosing the things that you can use in real life. So both the three of you, I would say acceptable. But I was really shocked that you all never choose Yakun. May I know why? Just come back to you. Why? Yichen.
I mean, I never heard of the brand, so.
Hello, in Singapore, very popular leh.
No, but like worldwide, right? It's
Oh.
not as popular.
Okay. How about Howray? Why you did not choose Yakun?
Because it's only famous locally. If I want to expand to other in the towards the global market, need something that is everyone in the world like.
Hey, are you going to do business in your uni?
I don't know.
And you can very good marketing. Oh, you are very SLY, very sly. You are able to what do you call, have the speed in understanding, and you look for the best leadership skills, and you yell for the best positive result. Xingchen, why you don't choose Yakun?
I don't know what it is.
Okay, now you understand. So now what happened? Okay, I wouldn't deal with it. Now what happened if I take away Yakun and I choose maybe another coffee, maybe another one, Burger King, or maybe KFC? Will you choose KFC or Burger King? Ethan?
If I had a choice of Starbucks, I would still choose Starbucks.
Thank you. Okay, good. How are you, Ray? Will you still choose KFC or the Burger King one?
I think it depends on what people like. Some people like burger in Burger King, and some people like chicken in KFC.
Oh, good. You are really open up for choice variety. Okay, thank you, Aubrey. Xingchen, will you choose the Burger King KFC one or stay on to Starbucks?
Starbucks.
Starbucks, okay. So you see, so there are this no probably already like is in season. I don't care. 我就是要 Starbucks， 就是 China 跟 Russia. Okay, okay. Let's carry on. Hurry. Where did we stop? Is it finished already?
Yeah, finish already.
Oh, finish. Okay, thank you. So Ethan, this will be the homework okay, for you. Okay. But if you think that you just want to read through and understand, I'm okay with it. Then let's move on to today's no. I go back to the share again. Okay, let's go to this question now. We are now in the new chapter, outbreak of World War II in Asia Pacific. Why was peace? Write down if you can. Later we're going to do it to understand why was peace threatened in the Asia Pacific. What is the reason that caused the peace in Asia Pacific being broken and the fabric of understanding and trust broken? And why did war break out in 1941? Is it due to the attack of Pearl Harbor? That's why US declared war on Japan? Or is it because the 1941 is a very significant year because in Asia Pacific, I'm talking that Japan has enough of so-called embargo by the US, has enough threatening by the AMOR. As a result, he decided to break away from this what they call embargo and maybe a bully from the American and Europe. So was the outbreak of the war inevitable? In my opinion, it's either 1941 or 1942. Okay, because prior to that, Japan already had a Yexing to attack the whole of China already, and then to spread, and then already set a puppet ruler in Manchukuo, which is Puyi. So all in all, I think it's inevitable because this Japan has already joined an Axis power with Germany and Italy. So it's just a matter of time that when is the question is not why the war started, is when the war will be starting. And this war will be starting is because of few reasons. Like, Japan is very overpopulated already, and it's time to show off its military might. It's also because he assassinated their previous minister to show that they are very hungry and very going to be a military country. So to what extent was Japan forced to wage World War II in Asia Pacific? Few reasons, by the embargo from US, by overpopulations, by the external forces, by their internal political reasons. Okay, so take note of this. So now I'm going to go through the slides. Can see, yeah? Okay. First of all, First and foremost, do you know what is the purpose of these two flags here? Can anyone tell? These two are both belong to Japan. What is the significance? Did I mentioned to you before? Ethan, do you know what is the significance? One is the normal national flag is like that, but sometimes you see a flag like that during the war.
It's the, I'm not sure if I'm correct, but I think
No, go ahead.
It's like when they are going to war, right? They'll use the.
Okay, wait. Wait. This is A and this is B. Which one?
B.
Okay, thank you. Ethan, 谢谢。星辰 A or B? Why? Do you know the any significance there? Yeah,星辰.
I know one is the imperial flag, but I'm not sure about the significance.
Okay, imperial flag. Well said. Well done. You know my country very well, with Japan. Then 一晨会讲 ，Uncle Raymond， 你是个只走狗，华人不要做日本人。Oh no， 我知道，对不起。Howray A or B？ What's the significance, Howray? Do you know that?
The sun one, like the sun one is like more noble.
This one. Okay. That's all. Okay. Okay. I a bit sarcastic 一晨，因为那个白旗没有那个白白，所以他拿起来的时候，他以为是 surrender。Very bad. So when you take out, you think, oh, 他们投降了。So they put all the stripe here, okay, to show that, okay, you are right, most of you. This flag here is actually showing that going to war is the rising sun. That means it's a spirit, the rising sun. You know, at the new dawn of the day when the sun come out, it's like showing the very strong and mighty, okay? And this sun here is to show that they are always shining, that strong and good, which is not wrong. So they usually use this in the war. Yes, I agree. It's an imperial flag and it's used in the war. Okay, there's many interpretations, but this is what I know. Now you have to take note of these, the Meiji restorations. If you guys are going for A-level history, this topic here is very important, unless they change again. I remember when I'm doing this for my A-levels, they talk about this Japanese military. It's very important. This 1868, if you watch The Last Samurai by Tom Cruise, you will understand why is it called The Last Samurai, and you will know why The Last Samurai is a very anti-Western doctrines. They don't like Western ideas because they want to restore the very traditional values of the samurai and the ninja spirit. But sad to say, the emperors in the West want to explore into Westernization because they know that if they don't open up, Japan will never get developed, which is true, which I agree with them. Okay, so we were talking about the Japanese emperor become the symbolic, so it's like they use that as like, the British have the emperor, king and queen. So next is that the historical and cultural legacies and high value of the samurai code, Bushido. Winners and surrender were seen as dishonorable, which is good. I think I really admire the Japanese. What can I use the word 永垂不朽吗? Ethan, am I using the right way? 永垂不朽. That means they die like a legacy. That means
永垂不朽 is like, they die, but they never actually die in the hearts of many people.
Yeah, so it's like those kamikaze and harakiri. You know, harakiri 就是自杀 ，kamikaze 是那个飞机降落那个 aircraft carrier. So their hearts, they realize they die and they honor to the emperor. Hey, I mean, seriously, it's not easy to brainwash the whole entire nation just to believe this the Bushido code. That is really very powerful. It's just like Hitler, because of his orator skill. Wow, he can move everybody to join him. But I realize I've been reading quite a bit. How come people are not really motivated by Mussolini? Maybe he has this, but he's not like, seems like, to me, he doesn't seem very powerful to Hitler and the Japan side. of the dojo, Hideki dojo. Okay. Big question is, to what extent was the war? Sorry. To what extent was Japan forced to wage a war? Okay, how? These are the 5 reasons. Please write down. For Hao Rui and Xingchen, Xingchen and Hao Rui, this topic will be coming out maybe after your end of National Day. I'm not sure. Hao Rui, where is the topic? Have you finished Hitler already, Hao Rui?
Yeah, I think we are doing a new skill, the reliability.
Okay, good. But anyway, we've done the reliability skill already also. How about Xingchen? Have you finished your Hitler already? Hello, Xingchen.
Yeah.
Have you finished your this Hitler already?
Yes.
So now it's coming to this already, right? Should be just nice,
It's outbreak of World War II in Europe. Yeah.
Oh, still World War II in Europe. So I'm in advance to yours. Okay, to your school one. Okay, so let's write down this one, Japan ambition. Give me a minute. Sorry, I'm just checking on my phone first. Something. Okay, so what were Japan's ambitions about? Hello, can you hear me? Isan, can you hear me? Hello? Isan?
Yes.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought my mic was on. Sorry. Okay, so sorry. What were Japan's ambition? Establish equality with the modern Western. So they 被欺压了，给 Russia 欺压啦，给美国欺压到不省人事。So they said cannot. It's enough. It's enough. They also want to create empire similar to Western empire. Very ambitious 可以用这个字吗？马不知年长。Okay, I just realized Japan is a bit 马不知年长, but not true. In fact, now they are also very ambitious to take a lot of economic powers. I think 2 more days, Japan is holding the Olympic Games. Okay, the Japan attitude towards the war and the international relationship was shaped by how the different world powers interact with Japan as it pursues these 2 aims. I want to pause here, just want to tell you, just in case this topic may or may not have time to cover for the 2 of you, Xingchen and Hao Rui, maybe in end of August, or the teacher might rush through this topic. So please take note of this, because this topic, if I'm not right, this topic is covered in set 3, not in set 2, set 4, correct? So you got quite a fair bit of things to cover, right? Xingchen, right? Xingchen. This one covered in set 3, right? Correct.
It was end of, really end of set 3.
Then very rush, right? Correct. Then they very rush and go through.
Then they rush, then they just start what do you call it? Cold War.
还有 Cold War?
No, in start of set 4. They just took one or 2 lessons to just go through the whole chapter.
Then they came up for exam.
No.
Then the worst thing is that next year they came up for exam. Then you don't know what is going on. Then if you come up for O-level, you see, you die. Yeah, you speak.
If it comes out for O-level, I'll choose the other question.
Yeah, but 这个好像没有在我们的范围里面 for this year. But we never know. Okay. So never mind, just time. We take a refresher course. Okay. So what were the Japan attitudes was shaped by different world powers interact with Japan as pursue these 2 aims. So when Japan start to see the Western power growing bigger and bigger, and they start taking more and more of the Asian country, they say instead, 所谓肥水不流外人田. I'm also an Asian country. Why must the Asian country be taken by Western power? 鸡蛋糕不可以. So I'm going to go in also to have the pie at the share of the market, and which is true. Okay, so you can see that. So Japan ambition 2, conflict with China. This one no need to say. From 100,000 of years until now, they have been looking in that. And now you know why I say, take a look here. I highlighted in red. take advantage of China weaknesses and political instability, seize control of Taiwan and Korea from China in the First Sino-Japanese War. So these two countries used to belong to China. 鸡蛋糕他们跟他拿回去。So 现在 because of that 中国失散台湾跟韩国。Issued the 21 demand 21条 in 1950 that forced China to give it to Japanese interests. Hey, hello, excuse me. Once bitten, twice shy. With all these things, do you think China will still want to give up territory? Do you think China will still want to be 东亚病夫? Do you think China will still want to not only give up territory, also become military weak and get genocide like the Nanjing 大屠杀? Do you think they still want to sit down and listen? Hey, no, you see, Treaty of Versailles is 14 point, right, Ethan? 对吗? Ethan, Treaty of Versailles is 14 points, right? By the US. 这个鸡蛋糕21耶，过分吗？ You realize 拜六去买马票，1421头奖，哇 ，Uncle Raymond 中好了。Sorry, I don't buy 4D. I'm just kidding 哇，你看人家14条，你鸡蛋糕你21条嘞，过分啊！这就是真的要 really make China to become nothing. So now you see, when China want to go big, strong, wow, all the country, hey, hello, stop it, hey, don't this. They don't know the history behind. They forgot how the hell you whacked us last time. Now I just want to build my defense strong, just to prevent for another history repeat itself. So when we all study history, 我们看的世界跟别人看的世界不一样，一成真的 ，OK 因为我们下面有2个小宝宝，小你1岁，你2个弟弟小你1岁他们可能还不够成熟 enough Sorry, I may be wrong how Ray and Sington. Because you realize when you study history, when you get matured over the days, you will see things in a different angle. Why people do this, who do that. Okay, why certain treaties are this, and why when you sign certain agreement, you must read between the lines. So when Japan ambition is allies with Britain, but Britain was willing to cooperate with Japan. Sign the Anglo this one in 1902. That's why you can see that during the last samurai, they got this more go to you, even America, go to Japan to help them. So Britain recognized Japan's influence in Korea. Britain and Japan agreed that China was a place of common interest. Oh, what you think? What China is Takashimaya shopping center? 买东西就回家. You see, how will you feel if you are China people? Is that like now Singapore? It's Malaysia and Indonesia agree that Singapore is a common interest. So Malaysia will take Sentosa. Malaysia will take Pulau Tekong and Pulau Ubin. Then the Indonesia will take Sentosa. 可以吗? Something like that You get the idea? See? Cannot 哇！我可以去你家拿你的 handphone， 拿你的书，你的 aircon 在你的上面，你的头那边，那个 aircon 我要拿下来，我倒在我的家里，不可能吗？ So you see, it's like, you see, history is to tell you this. Those things belongs to the country. Please respect. Okay, if you don't respect, means you go to war, you are forcing. Okay, this is wrong. Okay, doesn't mean you are the most powerful, you can do everything. But sadly to say, Ethan, Howard, and Sington, this is how the world is running. 大欺小，大鱼吃小鱼. Russia wanted to establish military base in Manchuria. This threatened the Japanese forces in Korea. Okay, which is very near. Manchuria and Korea, you should know, is very near. Okay, Japan wanted to negotiate a compromise, but Russia refused. Now, please take note, this is during the Nicholas the Tsar II of Russia. So, Japan declared war on Russia, you see, and won. Wow, can you imagine? Russia is a huge guy. Japanese is only 5 foot or maybe 1.6 meter, or the most 1.65 to 1.7 meter tall. Russian is 1.8 to 1.9, the kind of height. And yet the giant lost to a dwarf. So you see, first time an Asian power had beaten a Western power. Of course, you give this, okay, right now, you give Japan the confidence. Please take note of this. This point is a super important point. Because of this point, Japan was so aggressive, was so not just aggressive, was so determined that they are ready to take more land. So look at this, you see, this is Manchuria. So you say Mongolia is here. And Ethan, you know, right, the outer Mongolia now is belong to Russia. Huh? By right, the whole of Mongolia belongs to China. Do you know that? Oh, 真的中国是四分五裂. How can it be? Cannot lah, then die lah. See? So this is how, you see? Empire of Japan so takes Korea, and then Taiwan, I think, is somewhere below here. Taiwan is where? Somewhere here, I think. Okay. Now, worsening of relationship with the US. America enforced racist policy against the Japanese, such as the Japanese and Korean exclusion bid in 1905. And Japan proposed the inclusion of racial equality in the League of Nations, but this was rejected by the US and other Western powers. Since I joined your membership, you rejected us because we are Asians, we are this, then okay, no? The Western, take note of this, Washington Naval Base Conference, take note of this, it came out in one of the questions before. Okay, Washington Naval Base is actually a conference, okay, is to tell the, to force the Japan, as what you see here, is to reduce the naval power. Ethan, if someone tell you, let's say you and your wife start a coffee, and you work with Starbucks very well, right? Then someone, then you know, actually you outside you can sit. Previously you can sit for 10 people, but your business so good, you become 30 people, right? 30 seat, of course, good, right? Then someone can tell you, hey, hello, excuse me, take away the 20th chair, or even you now only can sit 5%. You are like, excuse me, who are you to tell me, correct or not? Are you the shopping mall management, or who are you? Are you the government or what? Just imagine 那些黑社会来跟你讨保护费这样 correct or not? You know, it sounds very stupid, right? This is like 大欺小咯. So if you are Japan, it's a matter of time only. 你忍无可忍了嘛. I'm here to do a business with you. I already asked you a permission. Okay, I have nothing to do. Why are you stopping me? 你是逼虎跳墙了, you are forcing me to the dead end. Okay, so Japan felt disrespect by the Western power. Right now, the one in orange is very important. Japan felt disrespected by the Western power. And that is one of the reasons why World War II started, because of this. Ethan, if somebody were to scold your parents, scold your grandparents, will you say sorry to them, or will you give him a punch on the face? Or you just walk away?
I will give him a punch.
Yeah, you're so nice. You ask me,
No, I will punch him many times.
Oh, you ask me, what will I do, Uncle Raven say? Ask me.
What will you do?
Oh, I'm very nice. I made him to sleep forever. Is it better? I made him to sleep forever. Get the joke now.
Sure, it's too light on him.
Sleep forever 就是死掉了.
Torture him.
Torture him 哇，你跟我这么卑鄙的，哎呀，我喜欢，哇，同道之人，不愧是我的徒弟，有这样的师傅就有这样的徒弟，很好。Of course lah, I mean, obviously, right? If the government say, hey, 真的是 too much, right? You keep forcing people until I want to do business, 我是来做生意，你自己逼我，OK 啦。Just like you work in a shopping mall, then 那个老板娘，不是老板娘，你们the shopping mall the management see Ethan, your business do very well, right? Then next month he tell you, hey, 我要起你的租金，哇 ！But I thought my contract signed with you for 3 years, you will not increase my rent, right? No, I changed my plan. I want to increase your rent.
No, sure, but since if the contract is signed, right, you can sue him. You can sue the.
Correct. You can sue, but they put a very small clause, subject to changes. You never read that line. That's why now you know what you mean by read between the line, the fine print. 你没有读咩？我下面有一条讲说 subject to changes, up to management decision. 说你要不要这样？你不要这样，你给我滚蛋！You see? So 你 fed up, right? Then you sure go and tell people this management sucks don't 这个是哇没有功德的。 No, not honoring his word. Correct or isn't? This is what it means now. This is what the Washington Naval Conference are. Okay, thanks for sharing. So victory against Russians encourage this, the opportunity to expand. Okay, write down these 3 points. I drink some water first. Write down these 3 points. I want to ask the 3 of you, which 3 points do you think is the main reason that caused Japan to go to war? Okay, fair enough. Let me see if I need more points. Yes, these 3 points. Xing-Chan, which point would you think that made Japan to go to war? And you can on the camera already, because just now when you're reading, so you can on your camera, and how way you also can see me, see your face. I can't see your face, I only see your earth. Xing-Chan, which point would you choose?
First one. Oh, third one.
Oh, number 3. Okay, how way, which one would you choose? Third one also. Third one also, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. 谢谢 Ethan.
Yes.
Which one? 1, 2, 3. Which one would you choose that? Was the main reason that Japan go to war.
I think it's 3.
I will choose 1. I will choose 1. In my opinion, I'll choose 1. Because after that, so yeah, I'm showing that my forces are ready to expand ready. If I can pick the biggest giant in Asia, I'm ready to attack. So China's weakness is confirmed. Since I can beat Russia, let me explain my point why I choose 1. Since I can beat the biggest, means my manpower, my machines, and the armies, the soldiers are very hungry already. The morale is super high. The soldiers are willing to die, willing to sacrifice, willing to fight, experienced soldiers. So I cannot cool down already. If I cool down means that's it. It's just like Ethan, your staff are ready to fight for your business, do for you. It's time to expand already. True enough. Not because of the other party give up the shop, then you expand. It's because the staff fight for you. 老板，我们可以开第2间连锁店，第3间 we are ready to help you. So I find these are ambitions of attacking Russia is 1. Then of course, because of ambitions, the American antagonized Japan, right? So I will use my soldiers to say that, you see, since we can attack the 黄金头发，那个美国也是金头发， so we actually is the same to me. Okay, so if we can attack Russia, US is nothing to us. But they forget, they forget one thing. When they attack Russia, because they already got internal civil war already about the Russian revolutions. They already not happy with the emperor already, so it's a different thing. Whereas the Americans is a different ball game. So they miss out the things. So to me, yes, number 1 is correct. They are using, first one is very good. But halfway through the war, they're already giving a false hope. They think they can, but they cannot. They are over ambitions. Okay, so I choose 1. So of course, you all can explain your reason why you choose 3, which is, I think, correct me if I'm wrong. The number 3 is because they find that they have enough of suffering under these more people, so they decide to stand on the feet. Okay, that's what I think. So number 1, so crisis in Japan. Japan is passionate foreign policy. Crisis in Japan. Number 2. So overpopulation, insufficient land and resources to provide for its population. You see, since that is the reason why I attack Russia. I expand to give my people more and take more colony power and expand more business. The reason why you expand your business to have 2nd 连锁店, 3rd, 2nd branch, 3rd branch, 4th branch, is because the more branches you have, where you negotiate with your supplier for coffee, for bread, for certain product, you can have a good discount because you buy in bulk. Compared to a shop that is 1 shop, now you got 5 shops. Of course, I'm a supplier. I would like to supply to you. Right? So need more territories to provide space and resources. Okay, rapid increase in population because of so many, so there's not enough food to eat. So not enough rice or food. Okay, so Japan decided to conquer more territories to provide living space and food. Write down this. So this is one reason. So from here you can expect you don't need to write all this. So this one you can tell you Japan 当然是 eat rice 啊，对吗？一晨，难道 eat French fry 咩？ Correct 哦。难道吃什么？吃粽子啊？ Of course sushi 啊。Okay, so write down this. Children, all of you, Xinchen, you can on your camera already. It's okay. You don't need to talk. Okay, Xinchen and Harry, copy this. Japan desired to conquer more territory. Copy down, please. Copy down. Copy down. You look at the word crisis is one. Many crisis is ES. This is for English. Okay. So the next thing is the Great Depression. Okay, have you finished copying this one? Xingchen and Harry, copy ready? Thank you, Harry, copy. So the Great Depression, thank you, Harry. The Great Depression also caused countries around the world to practice protectionism, heavy taxes on imported goods so that their own goods will sell better. It's just like, sorry to say, Ethan, are you Singaporean now?
PR.
Okay, so let's say now you turn Singaporean, okay. So got 3 people come to ask you for a job, okay, ready? Singaporean, PR, and foreigners from China. Who will you employ? Be honest, be honest. 你只有一个 vacancy 而已。Tough right, Ethan. 3个都是从中国来 ，OK， but 一个是新加坡人了，一个是 PR， 一个是来新加坡做 work permit 还是 e-pass。Who will you employ? Okay, you think first, Xingchen, who will you employ? The answer is not there. The answer is if you are the boss, who will you employ? A Singaporean, a China, then PR, a China is PR, and a China come to Singapore to work as e-pass. Only one vacancy. Who will you employ?
Yeah, Singaporean.
Singaporean, China, Okay, thank you. But why, But why? That's why it's called protectionism already,
I will see their like abilities.
哦，两个都是全部都是 ability 不错的，3个都是美女啊。你老婆就跟你讲
maybe like amount of hard work they put in.
No, 金城，他老婆会跟他讲，一晨，老公3个都不可以请，太漂亮了，不可以请安迪，请安迪。一晨，你先挂了一定，哎呦，请安迪，我要美女不可以，老婆说不可以了。then 3个男的俊男来了，那一晨你会跟你老婆讲，这3个俊男不可以请 Uncle Raymond。Okay, which is correct, ability well done. Harry, which one will you employ?
Singaporean.
Why?
I think it saves more trouble.
Well done. I like that. It's true. Exactly, protectionism, it saves troubles. If you're going to get other people, okay, and they will start to have riotings, raids, and revolutions. It's just like you employ foreigners, and then imagine your branch, like how your branch got a lot of foreigners. The Singaporeans, people look at it, hey, no wonder all the job taken away by foreigners. These boss all take foreigners, which is not true. Maybe you have your own reason, like what Yi Chen say, correct, based on ability. In fact, a lot of Singaporeans, I just finished my course this morning till 6 o'clock. Tomorrow, I continue this course called Why F&B is very hard to get people to work in F&B. You know what's F&B now, Ethan? You know what's F&B?
And beverage.
Yeah. Who want to work in McDonald's? Who want to work in, okay, let's say in McDonald's as a store manager or restaurant manager, paying $3,000-4,000, and compared to a manager working in the office, $3,000-4,000, yeah. Okay, let's say both an admin manager 4,000, a restaurant manager also 4,000. Okay, And the IT manager also 4,000. Ethan, which one will you choose?
Sorry again, IT
Okay.
manager and then
First one is admin manager， 就是在 office 做工的啦，4000块 ，OK？ 听电话做 meeting make sure the worker。Then B 就是 restaurant manager 啦，就是 F&B 的哈。Then C 就是 IT manager， 哪一个你会做？
probably IT manager.
How rate 呢
IT manager.
星辰呢 ？Admin manager, restaurant manager or IT manager？ 全部3个薪水都是4000块啊 ，4,000 啊。星辰 ，which one will you choose？
IT.
Okay, thank you. See, nobody want to choose restaurant manager because you have to stand, correct or not? You have to throw rubbish, you have to mop the floor, you have to go under the barbecue or the hot to do French fry, all these things, correct 啊？一直哦，我宁愿做 IT 啊，更好用头脑，就是这样坐在那边 ，sit there and do your things. So the same thing come to protectionism. They want to safeguard the interests of the worker. They want to make sure the easy way out. Like what Harvey said, they want to avoid troubles, avoid problems. You are exactly right. So you see, it applies to this. So Japan struggled to sell the main export. You say, no need, I have my own. So the Japan economy started to struggle and decline. At first, they allowed to sell all these things. But because of a protectionism, Great Depression, that's it. All right, Japan need more resources and larger market to strengthen their economy. Okay, write down this one. Okay, Japan needed more resources and larger market to strengthen. You see, if you do not bring in all these things, means the country is going to have unemployment. If there's unemployment, means a lot of people will get to distrust the government. So no choice, Japan had to decide another alternative. That is to start building up using by force, which is called war. This poor guy, okay, Bushido, support the samurai class. Unfortunately, this Prime Minister Inukai was being assassinated, and that's called the martial law, which is run by the army. So Japan government was now controlled by the military, who was aggressive and wanted to go to war. So he realized this guy, you see, got so many badges are also useless. Okay, the badges is not about wearing masks. The badges that he has shown the loyalty to the country, and all these at the end is we went down to the drain. You see, such an old man already. That means he's a kind of devoted to prevent as a military to prevent war. I think he went through wars in his life before, and you realize that the war is not a cup of tea for the Japan's country to do it. But because of his because of his way of handling the governments and the crisis in Japan, doesn't make the cut of it. As a result, maybe they asked him to 下台 to resign. He refused, so he has no. This group of military has no other choice but to assassinate him. So overpopulation, right now, overpopulation and economic crisis forced Japan to find a solution to this problem. Rising military influence make Japan pursue a policies of expansion to solve this problem. So if there's the questions, is this the crisis reason that Japan has no other means to attack in a war, to go to the war, sorry? Each had 1 or 2?
1.
Thank you. Hooray, 1 or 2?
What's the question again?
Yeah. Was it these 2 crises that result to the pursuit of World War II, to pursue Japan to go to the war in Asia Pacific? 1 or 2?
1.
1. Xing Chen? Don't unmute your mic already, your camera. 1 or 2?
1.
1. Everyone choose 1. I will choose 2. because of this aggressiveness, you see the keyword is called aggressiveness. The overpopulations and economic crisis can still solve it. But once you have rising, because they went to the extreme, Eaton and the rest listen, because they went to the extreme to assassinate the previous prime minister, means that they are really, really going all the way out already. They don't give a damn whether it's overpopulation, economic crisis, or what. They are really decided very clearly. That means you cannot see eye to my policy. Therefore, I have no choice but to carry of you to complete my agenda, that is to expand using my military force. Since we already attacked Russia, we show the the victorious result. So we have to start doing something, that is to expand by using military forces. Okay, and of course with Hitler help as well. So why did Japan need to expand? Japan had limited resources and needed to buy resources like oil from America. The Great Depression caused many countries to stop selling goods to Japan. Why? 因为他们自己in Chinese is 自身难保, which in English is called they can't even handle and take care of themselves. Why the reason I should give it to you? Ethan, if you have a good pill, will you give to your son or give to somebody's son? Obviously, it's to your son, right? To prevent him from 百病, 对吧? So this is the same thing. So just take note, the Great Depression is very important in future. The three of you want to study economy. If there's a slump in economic crisis, you're going to have a very bad outcome. It's like a war, like a tsunami, because once it collapses, means a lot of people are out of job. So it's better when you grow older, you need to save for a rainy day. 真的是要未雨绸缪. You have to save, either you buy some share, buy some property, or buy some gold, buy some, keep some foreign currency. This is one way to preserve your wealth. Okay, of course, your health is important. Now, strong military government in Japan also wanted to build a powerful empire to make the country equal to European. I mean, seriously, I've been doing this history for many years. 40 years. Since 1984 until now. 一成有没有 40 years? 84 until now 有没有 40 years? 有了，有吗？差不多。Since my 40 years. So I've been doing these questions on and off. Sometimes we forget. Okay. I feel that until today, I just feel that military is the main reason that Japan's go to war. 他是真的要东山再起 and he has been waiting for the opportunity to really want to whack China very badly. The effect from Nanjing massacre will tell you why already. That means 他们的仇恨已经放在心里几百年还是很久了，从他们的曾祖父到现在。So they cannot take it, but it's the time to expand, you see. So I find that Japan saw the expansionism and foreign conquest as a valid solution to this problem. So all along, they have been at the very yesing to expand, to attack really. And not only expand, attack, and to make all these under the country who have bullied them before, 怀恨在心. Okay, so they cannot, they like to bear grudges and they will be very serious about it. Who is good to him and who is bad to him. If you are bad to me, I mean, once I'm going to give back to you 3 times, that kind of feelings. So I think in case there's a question like that, children, I mean, you can choose the oil, you can choose whatever, the Great Depression. But the main reason is they want to expand through military power, and it's called force. When you have force means you have war. You see? This can I tell you now? All this tells you that Japan is very hungry for all these things. 人不足蛇吞象. So this is the reason. And you see, they want to create the idea of Greater East Asia called prosperity sphere. 讲废话，讲到 Asia for Asian， 哇，讲废话。But it was a facade for Japanese. Okay, 是所谓挂羊头卖狗肉。It's like a phantom， 讲好听而已。Want to create an empire that will give the resources and glory. So they are actually making all this country like a slave to Japan. It's just like when British controls Singapore, Malaya, they are making us like a slave to them in a way. Maybe not really slave lah. Maybe to it's like a servant, correct? Don't use slave. A servant to the British Empire. Yeah, maybe in the past few hundred years, we are like slave to them. But when they get more civilized and more educated and more humane, they start to change the slave to servant, or maybe to servant to staff, or also as a slave, servant, staff. Okay. Okay. Witness of the League of Nations. I think I will stop here. So each and take note now. Okay, we'll stop here for League of Nations. Okay, here Witness of League of Nations. Okay, we'll stop here. Because I got another slide to show you, just in case I forget. This is the slide. Okay. Okay. How come cannot? Give me a minute. Oh, I did not share screen. Okay, this is another slide. The cost of World War II. There are about 43 slides. Okay. Next round, I'll be showing you this more details. Let's give you a quick run through. Okay, which I mentioned already. So next round, these are more. This one came out from some of the SPQ sources. These are more into all these people here. Yamaguchi, Prime Minister in 1929. Okay, this is more details of how the Japan are. Okay. Okay. For you only Ethan, homework, of course, Xingchen and Haorui, I leave it to you. There's some questions, previous questions that you have not done. Please complete it. Or if you have any school homework that you want to show it to me, you hand it to me. I think you all three of you, was it Xingchen and Haorui, you all have WA coming out, right? Or not? Is there a test, Haorui? Is there a test coming out?
Yeah.
Okay, so all school, right? Xingchen also, right?
The details are not out yet.
Okay, never mind, I stop. Okay.